Guys, we are live with Courtenay Taylor right now. She is a badass at voices, at acting, at voting things. We will get into that soon. But some of her top credits are Jack from Mass Effect, the video game you've all heard of, Soul Survivor from Fallout 4, Ada Wong from Resident Evil games, plural, KO from OKKO Let's Be Heroes cartoon, which is awesome because she's the lead, and most recently, Archon in World of Warcraft Shadowlands, which I know there's a lot of Blizzard fans on right now, so that's really exciting because a lot of them follow me because of Overwatch, therefore they play WoW or other cool things. So welcome.
Hi.
How you doing? So let's get into you. You have a face for not radio. Do you do all of the above? Or you focus mostly on voice acting? Because you're a badass that I could see as a superhero in a Marvel movie.
Thank you. That's lovely. It's funny. I've always really voice acting has been my favorite, always since I found out what it was. And I've done TV. I've done little episodes.
You do mocap, which is
SWAT and Criminal Minds and stuff like that. Yeah. But there's something about, I think, having people scrutinize your face so much that's a little bit weird to me. Like, especially it gets reinforced. Like, I feel like, I used to do more on camera stuff, and I would happily, I'm happy to do it when it comes around. But I feel like there's things that people are super. I love telling stories, all of it. But I stopped doing commercial auditions because I just felt like I was taking up somebody's parking space who was really passionate about doing on-camera commercials. There are people out there that really love that. And I just felt like, wow, I wasn't really passionate about doing commercials on camera. And I was taking up somebody's parking space who was driving around, freaking out because they couldn't get to their audition that they really wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so I stopped doing that. And then, I still do some on-camera stuff, but my passion is voice acting. And I almost feel like everything that I use in the booth is turned on its head when you get out. I would take on camera, acting classes, and they would zoom in, and they're like, less face. And, I'm pulling faces the entire time in the booth,
we have
looking at them. Yeah. And so it's hard for me. And I don't know how, I'm curious to hear how, because I know you do both, but it's hard for me to click the dial and just be like, okay, no face, just focus and keep it very still and blah, blah, blah. When I'm used to being I'm kind of famous for hitting my face on the mic.
So some comments have flown by that I wanted to address. There are a lot of Ada Wong fans, and I would love you to talk about that experience and that character. I also love fun stories on set that you can talk about without ruining your NDAs, or just something that was difficult and you were like, this is how I clicked into it. I just find that those behind the scenes stories are great if you have any specifics. And then Resident Evil fans. So let's just dive into some of that fun.
With Resident Evil 6, we had, it was really great. It was actually the first time that I had met Laura Bailey, and I was kind of late to the game in knowing people, in literally late to the game, and knowing other actors who did this kind of work. I was pretty not antisocial, but I just didn't know a ton of voice actors when I started. That was super tricky because we read to mocap picture.
Oh, so God.
There was a mocap actress, an incredible mocap actress, Michelle Lee, who is a freaking stunner and was doing all the mocap. But she had done all the lines first. And so I was doing face cap for Ada. So I was doing everything that I was watching on the screen in reverse and doing the lines. And Michelle speaks, I have a lazy California accent, and Michelle speaks at a faster clip than I do. It was so challenging, where I had never, that was one of the hardest things I think I've ever done, was that, I'm not a super fast picker upper of lines as written. I'll know that, some people can glance at a script and pick it up and just do it. And I'm like, so I'm like looking at the lines which are down here, watching her do her thing in opposition. And then, so she's looking that way when she comes out of a door, and I'm trying to do my lines and do that way. And there was a lot of time where I was like, I need to have, luckily, Liam O'Brien was my director, and he was fan-frickin-tastic. He'd be like, why don't you take a break? And I would just go into the bathroom. And luckily they had one of those amazing like toilets that's like a jet plane with like lights and music and like, heating elements and stuff like that. And I would just sit there and be like,
oh my God, I love it. Have you worked for Blizzard a lot? And what was that experience like?
I have been very lucky to work for Blizzard often. They've been fantastic. I've done a bunch of games for them, a bunch of different roles. They've been amazing about casting me in all kinds of things. But this one in particular is, it's a new chapter of World of Warcraft. It's called Shadowlands, and I'm voicing an angel, a badass angel.
It's your first time, you said.
Yes, I don't often get cast as angels, but this is a badass angel who is not to be messed with.
Doggy?
This is Lulu.
Oh my God, I can't handle her face. What?
She's quite popular on my feed.
Oh my God, she's so cute. The tooth, I can't. Yeah.
Your creativity is your investment. You diversify. And I know it's hard for, like, I'm not a big content creator, but I hang out with people who are.
Yeah. Do you end up doing stuff with them, acting wise, or voicing stuff for like little animations people do, or like sketch comedy?
Yeah, and I have joined, the Creator Society and Women in Animation and things like that, because just
Women in Animation. What's that?
It's exactly what it sounds like. And they're, it's just celebrating women in all forms, of both, actors and creators and writers and animators and those things. Because I didn't go to a college that has like a big alumni association where, like, if you really want to do well here, guys, go to Emerson College, because the Emerson Mafia runs this town. And I think, so many people I know went to Emerson, and it's a great landing space that they have here. They really support their alumni. But I didn't go to a school like that. And so when I got here, I started from scratch, and I was just a waitress, crying in my Hyundai at the end of my shift. Find your people. And I wish I had been a little more proactive earlier, trying to hook up with a group of people who had the same interests, because I just didn't. And I think it took a long time. It took about I guess I met my sort of core group of friends around the time of Mass Effect 3. So I had been here for about 10 years. The nice thing with voice acting is it seems like a lot of things feed into that, be it traveling or learning a new language, or, different kinds of acting, or just different kind of life experiences, because you're going to end up playing a variety of people. I've played a mom with cancer on, Guardians of the Galaxy game. I've played
what? You were in Guardians of the Galaxy game?
And that, and a psychotic biotic, and a lawyer, and all these different things. So yes, it's super. Am I glad that when I was a kid, I helped my stepfather study for the bar? Yeah, it's come in handy.
Oh my God, that is tough.
Just that curiosity can sometimes help you with certain types of lingo that they're going to use on a video game.
I know somebody wanted to talk about the gates from Titanfall 2. So if you want to
explore as a family, and we'll kick your ass.
Is that how she talks?
She's basically my mom as military. Yeah.
Shut the front door. You see, I love these tidbits.
And she gets sort of majestic.
Oh, Nerds Vote, which actually Birch is a part of, Viper. And is it just you and JP Karliak? And how many of you are behind the scenes? Because there's a lot going on. You guys take care of a lot of stuff. Tell us about it all.
It's my favorite subject. I'm super passionate about people being involved in everything that affects them. But voting obviously has been a huge topic of conversation in the last couple of years. And Nerds Vote started, I wanted to engage people at conventions. And I thought it would be cool. I thought it would be cool if somebody that you respected their work talked to you about something that was important, right? And so I thought, well, what if like I was a fan and I was in line to see, you know, Jen Hale or Kari Walgren or Steve Bloom, and like they imparted some knowledge about something. Like if I had had Meryl Streep talk to me about voting, let's just say, like, or taking a photo with, you know, I don't know who's like Gilda Radner is like my all-time like love of comedy. If she had told me to do anything, if I had had the opportunity to meet her, you know, like, or taking a picture with me with a sticker on or something like that, that would change how I felt about whatever it was that we were talking about, right? And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could engage people at conventions? Because I didn't feel like it was really getting the penetration it needed in conventions, and that, you know, traditionally nerds were sort of cast aside. They weren't people who were asked their opinions a lot.
Yeah,
and so
yeah.
they were the people that I wanted to focus on, because, you know, people who love pop culture, people who love video games and puzzles and tabletop games and comic books.
And who are really smart too.
Exactly. Super smart, very interested in problem solving, just well-read, creative people who know very much about good and evil and the pull of good and bad and justice and all that kind of stuff, were the people that should be voting. JP and I are, you know, rolling up our sleeves to roll out some stuff for next year. And we're just trying to get people to understand that it's so important to be involved on the local and state and federal level. It's not just about waking up every 4 years and casting your vote for president and then, you know, going back to bed. You know, we've taken our hands off the wheel at important times in history. And I think recently it's been shown very much what happens when we put things on cruise control. Yes. And
I do feel like there was a big difference in this election. A lot of younger voters came out more than ever before. And that's a really huge thing, you know? I'm sure you guys played a huge part in that.
I mean, I hope we did. It's hard to kind of quantify what we did, because we worked with groups like, you know, National Voter Registration Day, and we worked with headcount.org. And so we were sort of funneling people to them, but I definitely think that we have started the ball rolling, and it's just going to get bigger and bigger. And I think people are, you know, young people especially, should be incensed and outraged and passionate.
Courtney, to wrap up, is there anything that you'd love to shout out, or that you know, I mean, obviously Nerds Vote is something we brought people's attention to. Please give them a follow on Instagram. It's just Nerds Vote. I retweet a lot of their stuff.
Instagram, Nerds Vote USA, if you do Facebook.
Your own Insta.
Oh, me. Yeah. Courtenay Taylor LA is my Instagram. It's spelled Courtenay, Courtenay Taylor, LA.
Courtenay.
There's just Courtenay Taylor. That was another great reason to go to conventions as well, is that you and I and she all got to hang at Katsucon.
Yes. Yeah. That's where we really got talking over some amazing pasta.
You standing on the table, which was, guys,
I had forgotten about that.
More and more in real life.
I had forgotten about that. I was cosplaying Sombra for the first time ever, so I had to like show the goods. Do you know what I mean?
You did, but I was like, man, like on a stage, on a folding table, in full cosplay, and I was just like, somebody needs a spotter.
She's gonna fall. The table's gonna break, and she's gonna break her neck, and that's the end of Sombra cosplaying Sombra.
But if I did that, that's what would happen.
No. Also, you know, you gauge the table. You go, this can handle me. But sometimes you know when it's gonna break under you. So that's what.
Well, I look forward to standing on tables with you in person very soon. Thank you so much for having me on here. I will stand on my table afterwards in honor of you.
Guys, everyone go stand on your table and enjoy this lovely, what day is it? Tuesday? Wednesday? Thursday? It's Thursday, guys. Keep booming and booping. Boop. Boop. Yes.